today on Divorce Court.
I'm here today because I want to marry Michelle. Hopefully we can work out our issues first, and then maybe we can plan a marriage.
I want the judge to tell Michael to pull his head out of his rear and really get into our relationship, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get married.
I would like the judge to tell us if we should stay together or break up. At this point, with all this stuff that we've gone through, I'm not sure that we should stay together, even though I love her with all my heart.
If Michael doesn't change, our marriage is going to have to wait, because I'm not healthy enough to handle our issues.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Michael Phillips and Michelle Price. The two of you have been together for 5 years. You are considering marrying, but you're not quite sure, so you came to me for my advice. I have some information on you. You filled out my compatibility test. You said something interesting. And I'm going to start with you, Mr. Phillips. Why do you want to marry Ms. Price, but what's your hesitation?
I love Miss Price. She has some issues with believing that I am not completely in love with her. She also has some issues that she does not completely trust me for really no reason. I love her with all my heart.
Ms. Price, is she right that you don't really believe he loves you?
At times, I don't believe that he loves me. That's correct.
Why is that?
Because sometimes he is very loving, but at other times he's very cold and distant.
Do you notice a pattern of cold? You know what I mean? Sometimes is it in the morning? I mean, does he
No
need to
particular
eat? I
pattern.
mean, some people are just moody.
No, I mean, he's moody, but it's just completely cattywampus. It's everywhere.
When you say cold and distant, do you mean towards you or towards everybody in general?
Towards me, like there's times when, like, he's warm, loving, like all about me, loving me, want to be a part of our family, trying to make a family. We have animals. Mm-hmm. Just all about our household. And then other times I'll be like, hey, can you help me take out the garbage? He's like, psh, like everything else is more important in the whole world, everything but our home, Well,
I think you're misinterpreting that. I don't think that's cold, and he just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's just, I had a house full of men with, no, not doing that. Mr. Phillips, you also say that, I know that you have some significant health issues.
Very significant health issues.
And you contend that you don't believe, even though you're sick, he doesn't do what he needs to do to help you around to be okay.
Yeah, he doesn't do well. Actually, he often pushes that he wants to be the one to caregive me. I have to have open heart surgery done. Mm-hmm. And he insists that he wants to be my caregiver for that and wants to caregive me now, and take care of me and with his heart and love me. But there's something like there was one time when we were staying out on the beach, and I was building a pet enclosure, and he was supposed to help me do it. He woke up, hey, tomorrow we're going to build the pet enclosure, because we got there late at night, start building it so the animals can go outside. And instead of him helping me, he took off with a buddy down the road to go get a bunch of beer for like 4 hours.
We have 3 dogs and 3 cats that I take care of completely. Mm-hmm. I walk them, well, not the cats so much, but the dogs, I walk them, I run them. I take care of the family. I bring in most of the money, because Michelle can't work. She's impossible to take to the doctor. She won't go. It's like taking a 12-year-old to the doctor.
So you're the one kind of in charge of her health care. You say, look, it's time to go to the doctor.
And so she should know that I love her just
Ms.
because
Price,
of that.
now, are you resistant?
Yes.
Why?
I hate going to the doctor.
Oh,
it's always so
it.
much. When I go, it's usually I'm going to the hospital. It's serious, and I don't. They have to stick a bunch of needles inside of me to get medicine into me. Usually it takes like an hour or two just to find a vein, because my veins are very poor due to poor circulation, and it's a real. And in the past with. Nobody's ever been there with me, and so I'm very scared a lot of times, and so I am resistant to go to the doctor.
It might be. Now, listen, I'm not a doctor. I tried to be a doctor, got to college, couldn't do the math. So here I am. It's my backup career. But wouldn't it seem that if you went more frequently to your scheduled visits, that your visits would be less serious and life-threatening because you're taking care of your health on an ongoing basis, as opposed to going there because there's a crisis?
Yes, well, that's... And I do agree with that, but the whole point of Michael being one of the reasons Michael, one of the things he said he would help me do in my life is help me go to those visits more often, because I get cloudy-headed a lot because I have congestive heart failure, and it affects. I get where I have TIA strokes, so I can't.
Get a little tight.
Yeah,
But
I get a little.
why? But he brought it up. He's the one who says he can't get you to go. Isn't he
That's not
trying?
always true. You know, what always is coming up
that
is
is true.
stuff in his life that is coming in the way of me going to the doctor, like, because, you know, he does DJ work. He's a DJ, and so he's always trying to, you know, make a phone call here, make a phone call there. I don't have a phone. I know he gets mad at me because I'm supposed to not get a tablet, get a phone. But he gets mad at me because I want to make a phone call, and I can't use the phone. He won't ever let me use the phone, even make a darn phone call.
I've given up. I've given up a lot. Though.
I don't know how we got to going to the doctor to the telephone. I don't know how that
Right,
happened.
okay.
So I'm
You
going
know-
to reset things a little bit.
Okay.
So what kind of things does he say to you that makes you believe that he really doesn't want to take care of you?
He says things like when we get in an argument, he says that he wants me to hurry up and get my heart taken care of so he can leave.
That's not true.
Mr. Phillips, what's
That's
your
not
response?
true.
That never happened?
That never.
It happens.
That never happened.
It happens
You
every
just
time
didn't
we
say
get
it.
into an argument.
No, I don't believe that I did say that. That's very insensitive, and I don't
No,
think that I would say anything.
He's
quite like
bold-faced lying right now.
Okay.
Bold-faced
All right.
lying.
that. No, she has a very serious heart condition.
No. Okay.
Okay, I get it. We can go back and forth on this all day. I want to get a general sense of the greater relationship. So let's just move on from here.
He makes comments like, "I'm a pretty lady, except for all the really pretty ladies in the world would not think so." He makes like weird, like
Never made a
undermining little
comment
comments like that.
Never.
And then he says that he loves
Never.
me even though I may be chunky.
No.
Yeah.
Never
Well,
made a
now
comment
I'm
like
saying,
that,
are you
Judge.
saying he loves me even though? I mean,
That's-
does that make me feel good about myself?
Now, this is a before your vows case. And typically, we don't get this kind of complaint on a before your vows. We get this after the vows, which is the sex isn't what it used to be. You say that you believe that she's not as interested because she's not comfortable with her body anymore. Why don't you explain that to
I
me?
believe that's true. She's gained a little bit of weight since we met, but she has congestive heart failure. You know, you're gonna gain some weight.
Right.
That doesn't matter to me. You know, I love her for however she is. You know, I don't even notice that kind of stuff. You know, as far as not having sex as much, she's very insatiable. You know, I mean, she has like the highest sex drive I've ever seen out of a woman, and I do not have a low sex drive by any means. She's just really, really hard to keep up with. You know, it's
May I
tough.
say something?
Ms. Price, are you working him to death?
No, it's not. May I say something? First of all, he makes comments like, "I'm a pretty lady, except for all the really pretty ladies in the world would not think so." He makes like weird, like
Ever made a
undermining little
comment like
comments
that.
like that.
Never.
And then he says that he loves
Never.
me even though I may be chunky.
No,
Yeah.
never
Well,
made a
now
comment
I'm
like
saying,
that,
are you
Judge.
saying he loves me even though? I mean, does that make me feel
Hang on.
good about myself?
I believe, you know, this is a courtroom, so I assume that whoever's talking over here doesn't agree with who's talking over there. So you don't have to tell me that. I'll get back to you. Ms. Price.
So, and then
Let me ask you this, Ms. Price. Is your sex life the way you want it to
no,
be?
okay, he'll go. I don't mean to bring this up on national, but he will zone out for days on end watching porn.
That's
I mean,
not true.
Completely forget that I'm even there.
That's not true.
Forget that I'm there.
Mr. Phillips,
That's what happened.
I will
When
assume for the
That
record
is-
that you don't agree with anything
No,
she's saying.
no,
We're
no,
just going to
nothing.
assume that.
Nothing.
You can assume.
Every-
So just contain yourself till she finishes, and then I'll be right over there to you. I promise.
Thank you.
Ms. Price.
Prior to the day when I was making that pet enclosure I was talking about before, we had said we were going to go out to the beach, spend some time together, and you know, let our animals run around, have a good time, be out, you know, a little bit, build this enclosure and be outdoors. Well, instead, he spent like the 2 days prior and the first day we were there completely like engulfed on his phone. I mean, I had to drive
But I
all
wasn't
the way
watching
there.
porn,
I had to get the site set. I had to get the site set up.
Was he watching porn?
He was watching porn the whole time. All it's on is then he borrowed my phone when his phone
That's
died,
what she-
and then I just gotten it,
Not
and
true.
all that shows up to this day on my phone
Is porn.
is porn.
Okay,
No.
now, Mr. Phillips, you say you watch no porn.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just as any other man in America. I mean, cell phones.
But how am I
People
supposed
do.
to?
You
Stop.
know,
Now,
it's-
Ms. Price, I made him stop for you. You got to stop for him.
I'm not saying that. I mean, that would be, everybody.
No, that's not
with an
true. I'm
exception.
gonna put it there. That's
okay,
not
with
true.
an exception, the majority of America does. And I'm sticking up for every man in America right now, saying that, like, yeah, I do, but it's not. There's no.
You don't think it's an addiction? It's not like
no,
she's
it's
describing
by no
it.
means any type of an addiction, and it's not for days on end, maybe minutes. You know, like we live in a very small. I've given up a lot to be with Michelle. We live in a very small RV. I don't have any area to myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and we've got dogs and cats.
He
and-
goes to the
Hang on.
bathroom for hours.
Hang on. I missed it. What'd she say?
The bathroom's this big.
hours.
The bathroom's like
We're
this
supposed
big.
to
What
take
would
my
I do in there
niece.
for
We're
hours?
supposed to take my niece somewhere.
There's
We're
no
rolling
way.
around the RV.
It's ridiculous.
He's supposed to help us use
Hey.
That's ridiculous.
Hey. In your papers, she says you have a particular type of porn that you like. Mm-hmm. Which is gangbang porn.
I don't even know what that is.
Is that true?
Not true.
Lies.
Completely untrue.
Don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I haven't, you can kind of figure it out from the
I
language.
can figure out what it
yeah.
might be. Yes, you're right, Your Honor.
But that's not what you're watching.
No. Just regular man and women, Just man on women, that's it.
How often do you watch porn?
Maybe once a week. Maybe once a week for a few minutes. It's kind of it's an
Once
escape.
a week for a few minutes?
Just a few minutes. That's it. It's an escape. It's escape from reality every once in a while. Usually I'm on my phone doing social media stuff, like normal American person.
Ms. Price, you said something about a 70-year-old woman in here. What was that all about?
That's the video when I went on his
70-year-old
phone.
woman.
No. The woman looks like she's 70. She's got fake boobs from 1981. She looks like a bad blow-up doll. And it was a video of him. He had lied and said that he hadn't had sex with her prior to our relationship.
But
I asked him, not only did he lie about it, but then I found later that day, he actually had the video pulled up that he had online, not to mention.
Untrue.
Him and this woman, her head chopped off, of course. He didn't have the head shot because the lady looks like Skeletor. She's
Okay,
so old.
Ms. Price.
But that's
Let
untrue.
Mr. Phillips respond.
Untrue. I was never watching it. And it was long before I ever dated
Then why was
her.
it on your
And
phone?
it wasn't actually on my phone.
It was on his phone constantly.
No,
You don't
she
even
went
wanna
through
know
my
the header
history.
was on.
She grabbed
You
my
don't
phone.
even wanna know the header
went
was
through
on
my
it.
history, because I don't delete anything. I try to be an open book. And she goes back into the
that's why he has
history and then
passwords.
finds.
Okay, all right. And I just tweeted how much I love my job. I got to go take it back.
I honestly feel in all my heart that he's the man of my dreams. I wish that he wouldn't do the things that he does. Sometimes it hurt my feelings, but it's just because I love him with all my heart, and everything that I have and need as a human being, he gives me. So I wish that he would just understand that.
Do you believe Michael watches an excessive or a normal amount of porn? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. Just so we all remember why we're here, this is before your vows. You two are supposed to love each other and are trying to decide whether or not you're going to get married. That's the thing. So I made you fill out a compatibility test, and you said what I thought was the sweetest thing. I said, if you could change one thing about your intended, what would it be? And you said, nothing, because she's perfect.
And she didn't make me write that either.
And then I asked him what would he change about himself, and he said nothing, because he's perfect too.
Cancel that.
So there, that cancels that out. I usually start with the guys, but that's not fair. It's not fair to start with the guys. I think guys need a moment to kind of warm up to this little thing and know how it works. Ms. Price, I'm going to start with you. You give me a 90-second sales job on why Mr. Phillips is the man for you. Why you love him, why you need him. Don't say nothing negative about it.
Because I honestly feel in all my heart that he's the man of my dreams. I wish that he wouldn't do the things that he does, sometimes it hurt my feelings, but it's just because I love him with all my heart, and everything that I have and need as a human being, he gives me. And he doesn't realize how much I need him and how much I want him to be there for me for my surgery. So I wish that he would just understand that.
Okay. That was very heartfelt. It wasn't a great endorsement.
Okay.
It was, I like him a lot, but here's the following problems. And if you can't say 90 seconds are good without starting with the bad, that should say something to you. But Mr. Phillips, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Now, we already saw where she went wrong. I'm going to give you an opportunity, 90-second sales job. Why is Mrs. Price the woman for you?
She has the most beautiful heart on anybody that I've ever met. Very caring, loving, nurturing, beautiful, just completely a complete perfect woman for me. There's nobody I could ever think of or design that would be as awesome as Michelle. And I mean that wholeheartedly.
Well, that was well put. I think he means it, Ms. Price. And I think he watches a whole lot more porn than he says he does. But I also think that he loves you and he cares about you. Every once in a while, he shows up a dude, which means he shows up and doesn't do the right thing. He wants to watch too much of this, do, a little bit of that. But I think this man is really cares for you. And he wants to be there for you and to take care of you. And I think, you got to overlook some stuff sometimes. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody's the whole package. But he just said you're the whole package for him. And with all your dents and bruises and stuff, you're his whole package. And he's going to bring you a package that's a little dented and undone. But I think you kind of need to see it for what it is. You with me?
Yes, I am.
See, if I gave you another 30 seconds to clean it up a little bit, do you think you could do a little better?
I don't know.
You're killing me, Miss Price. You're killing me. I'm trying so hard, and you're giving me nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I love, there's nobody else I want to spend the rest of my life with than him. Nobody.
Okay. What has caused Michelle to hesitate marrying Michael? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. I understand you two travel around in an RV a lot. Is that true?
We do.
Yes.
Okay. If you ever come to Phoenix, let me know so I can take a vacation.
Right.
Because the two of you are scaring the living daylights out of me. I don't know what goes on at your house in the RV with the dogs and the porn and then she's having a heart failure. I think,
Your Honor. Your Honor.
He told me something that he didn't tell you. He can tell you now, but wait a minute. I gotta go first. You can tell her what you want to tell her, but I'm done. This matter is adjourned.
So, will you marry me?
I thought the judge gave us really good advice about how I should lighten up on you a little bit and realize how much you love me.
I believe so, too.
You think so, too?
Yes, I definitely
That's really
believe
funny.
so. I think it's really going to help our upcoming marriage because I think that she knows that we love each other a lot. And
well, I think if a judge
gonna
can
be
tell
okay.
that you love me, that means you probably really do. So,
I definitely love you.
will you give me a kiss? Love you.
I love you, too.